Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTN News 24, coming to you live from Abuja. I am Chinenye Nwoye. First, let's bring you the headlines. Quest for prosperous West Africa sub-region. President Bola Tinubu clamors for adoption of workable policies.
Our prosperity depends on regional supply chains, energy networks, and data frameworks.
Lagos State Police Command announces arrest of vicious hired killer Wasiu Akinwode. Opposition coalition seeks registration of a new political party. Many thanks for joining us. I will begin by telling you that West African leaders are declaring new intent to grow intra-regional trade through improved investment in critical sectors to drive the economic growth for greater prosperity of the region. At the inaugural West African Economic Summit in Abuja, President Bola Tinubu says the region cannot afford to miss out of the evolving global industrial revolution. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports.
In their golden jubilee year, West African countries are taking another giant step. Decisive as it comes, it is a quest to take control of their destiny, drive regional integration higher for a more formidable economic ecosystem. In the last 50 years of a regional bloc, the trade volume has remained only as far as the member states have pushed. Despite its huge resources, opportunities and high youthful population, ECOWAS chairman Bola Tinubu regrets that the region is still one of the last great frontiers of economic growth, with intra-regional trade hovering around 10%.
Europe left Africa behind in the previous industrial revolutions. We cannot afford to miss the next one. Our rare minerals, perhaps tomorrow green technologies, yes, it is not enough to be resource rich. We must become value chain smart and invest in local processing and regional manufacturing.
Now, the opportunity is representing itself to reset. President Tinubu says the task for the regional leaders now is to find new and effective ways to invest in a collective future, improve the business climate, and create opportunities for youth and women with a renewed commitment.
We must move from declarations to concrete deals, from policy frameworks to practical implementation. Let us build a West African that is investable, competitive, and resilient, with vision, responsibility, and unity. This is the new West African proposition. Let us make it real and bankable.
For other leaders, the region must be intentional to actualize the African Continental Free Trade Area Initiative, the regional single currency, and ease of movement of people and goods across the region.
Trade integration must start with a strong political commitment from all member states. We should engage in key regional initiatives such as the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme in order to reduce tariffs and barriers, and the common external tariff to harmonize trade policies.
Let us seize the opportunity to deepen our collaboration, mobilize our collective resources, and transform the potential of our region into lasting progress for our people.
If we are not able to tackle all those issues, we will never be able to tackle poverty in our region, and our region will still remain a poorer region.
In a seeming microcosm of what is expected of a region, Nigeria and Benin Republic took a step toward a more strategic relations with the establishment of a joint trade and investment cooperation. In Abuja, Musbah Dan Wahab, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga and regional ministers at the West African Economic Summit pledged their commitment to driving integration and cooperation across the sub-region. Yusuf Tuga, however, says words alone won't suffice. The time to act is now, turning pledges to prosperity. Garba Natala reports.
It is not every day you see West African diplomacy look this vibrant. The gathering at the Abuja International Conference Center was a dazzling display of culture, an aura of change, unity, and a bold call to transform ECOWAS' agenda in trade, investment, and human capital development, among several concerns. Behind the glamour, this summit brought together West African heads of states, ministers, policymakers, business leaders, and diplomats to reshape history. It comes as ECOWAS faces its toughest test on the global stage, yet at 50, daunted by economic hurdles, security threats, and urgent need to move from dependency to industrialization.
This summit, as envisioned by President Tinubu, is the chance to build on that change. We're not offering royal charters to monopoly corporations anymore. That was a long time ago. Our job now, our responsibility is to help find the best way to deliver goods and services to our people, to help the private sector and the free market to do what they do best.
Leaders here still clamor for reconciliation with the three Sahelan states that exited the bloc, whereas the summit sealed 8 new renewable deals targeting ports, smart borders, electrification, road networks, digital financing system, and food security to redefine regional integration and build a resilient economy. Outside the summit's glow, an expert weighs in.
Around implementation is then building the technical capability, and in that room and the conversations we've been having for the past 2 days shows us one thing. Africa, West Africa particularly, has the intellectual and technical capability. We just need to come together, coordinate it a lot better, and also measure the impact that we make as we go along. But we're very optimistic, we're on the right track, and the President is leading us in that direction.
The summit proves West Africa's resilience and foresees a prosperous future for the region. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress has formally received Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State into the Progressives movement. President Bola Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, says the APC remains committed to implementing policies that will drive economic growth and prosperity across the nation. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Vice President Kashim Shettima arrives the Obong Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, received by Governor Umo Eno and APC chieftains. Then proceeded to the God's Will Akpabio International Stadium to celebrate with Governor Umo Eno for the warm reception accorded him by the All Progressives Congress National Working Committee. People from all walks of life celebrating with the governor.
The governor of Akwa Ibom State.
And now to the main event, formal handing over of the APC flag by the national chairman Abdullahi Umar Ganduje.
And today, history has repeated itself. Today we have received the governor of Akwa Ibom State So you can see that our political agenda of the renewed hope agenda, as far as the South-South geopolitical zone is concerned, that agenda is working.
From celebration here, we are going to move to collaboration. The path ahead may be steep, but the reward is certain. So long as we work together, so long as we speak together, and so long as we move together. Let it be declared across Nigeria that Akwa Ibom State has chosen to rise, together with the rise agenda of our governor, Governor Omoyeno.
When you make a choice, you change the future. I believe deep in my heart that the choice we have made today, and as our president has assured me, will change the future of our state and what ring through the inspiring lines in our state anthem: forward ever, backward never.
Vice President Kashim Shettima assured the governor of support to actualize the renewed hope mandate of the Tinubu administration.
We have defied the purpose of good because we are more than an assembly of politicians. We are a family. And as Mr. President said in his recent Democracy Day address, it is not our duty to pick the house of the opposition. What we are here to do is to offer a better house, one that has room for the displaced, the betrayed, the dreamers, and the doers like council over ever. That freedom to choose, to walk away from darkness into light, is the very soul of democracy.
Governor Eno is the second governor that defected to the APC from the South-South this year, with the sole aim of joining the progressive team for a better Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria. From Uyo, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
The National Opposition Coalition Group has formally applied to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for the registration of a new political party, the All Democratic Alliance (ADA). Timothy Yusuf tells us more.
Documents have revealed that the opposition coalition led by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai are set for a new political platform to further bolster their interest. The coalition's application, dated June 19, 2025, was acknowledged by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). This move, according to political analysts, indicates the intentions of the coalition to float a new platform, All Democratic Alliance (ADA), backed by some other key political figures, including former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi and Umar Ado, convener of the League of Northern Democrats and former aide to President Olusegun Obasanjo. The rest are former President of the Senate David Mark, 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, former APC National Chairman John Odige Oyegun, former Governor Rauf Aregbesola of Osun State, former Governor of Sokoto State Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation Babachir Lawal, former National Chairman of the PDP Prince Uche Secondus, former Minister of Aviation Osita Chidoka, and former House of Representatives member Nena Ukeje. They seek to capitalize on mounting public dissatisfaction and political realignments to stop the All Progressives Congress (APC) at the next poll 2027 election. The application comes just a few days after INEC warned political groups that no amount of pressure or public sentiment will override the need for strict compliance with constitutional and electoral guidelines. The application later was jointly signed by the association's Pro-Tem National Chairman, Chief Akin Ricketts, and Pro-Tem National Secretary, Abdullahi Musa Elayo. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
You're on to the news at 10 and on NTA News 24. We'll take a break here. There will be more reports when we return. Do stay. Many thanks for staying on. Many politicians and parties are already racing for the 2027 general elections, but for the Peering Advocacy and Advancement Center in Africa, PACA, what the country must not rest on is reform of the Nigerian Electoral Act to curb electoral fraud, disenfranchisement and institutional weakness. At a press briefing in Abuja, PACA Executive Director Ezenwanwagu unveils a detailed memorandum to enhance the electoral system in the country. Joseph Otsen reports.
There is no doubt Nigeria's electoral system is evolving since the current democratic dispensation started in 1999. But elections observers in the country feel much still need to be done on improving the system. Central among proposals is the complete detachment of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from the executive, while insisting INEC's funding should be drawn from a consolidated revenue fund to shield it from political interference.
Our proposal seeks to establish a broad-based selection committee incorporating representation from the society, the judiciary, the National Assembly, including the National Judicial Council for all INEC appointments. These members will serve a single, non-renewable 5-year term with removal only possible through a rigorous due process following conviction for gross misconduct.
Towards reducing electoral crimes, PACA's remedy is the creation of a special electoral offences commission and establishment of dedicated courts with a mandate to conclude electoral offences cases within 90 days. It also proposes a 10-year ban from contesting public office for any individual convicted of electoral offense, describing it as a powerful deterrent.
Presently, election-related offenses are cumbersome to prosecute within the ordinary federal and state high courts, leading to several severe delays and backlogs. While election petition tribunals exist, there is no dedicated mechanism to handle criminal electoral offenses like vote buying.
We need to urgently get the National Assembly to fast-track the passage of the new electoral law, especially the inclusion one, the 5 bills that are looking at more seats for women.
Other key proposals to the reformists include diaspora voting, early voting for those on essential duties, and ensuring efficiency in electronic transmission of results. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
The Lagos State Police Command has arrested Wasiu Akinwade, a notorious and most wanted hired killer and leader of a deadly gang. According to the command's public relations officer, Benjamin Hundeyin, a cache of weapons was recovered, including multiple rifles, pistols, ammunition, a dagger, walkie-talkies, and 9 international passports belonging to various individuals. The State Criminal Investigation Department, under the Deputy Commissioner of Police, has been tasked to expand the investigation and apprehend all associates of Akinwade. 4 families have already identified him as the killer of their children and wards. Commissioner of Police Olohundare Ejimo reassured Lagosians of their safety and commended the officers involved and urged continued public cooperation in the fight against crime. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, is poised to develop a national risk atlas for Nigeria to drive its disaster risk reduction strategy and foster sustainable recovery for communities impacted by disaster. Director General of the agency, Zubeida Umar, stated this when she received the management of Japan International Corporation, JICA, to further discuss more areas of collaboration and support. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu reports.
Of the recurrent floods and other related disasters that continue to hit Nigeria, the government of Japan, through JICA in 2014, provided a 500 million Japanese yen grant to the federal government, as part of which is to support disaster management activities of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. 6 high-tech mobile water treatment plants, 9 rapid response vehicles, and 2 mobile command vehicles equipped with a wide-ranging gear to support disaster response and relief operations were delivered to Naima. Under this sustainable initiative, JICA followed up these assets and equipment with routine maintenance, operational staff training, and a comprehensive insurance cover. This collaborative meeting between NEMA and JICA is to further consolidate and strengthen support based on the emerging flood disasters. The DG NEMA said the agency looks forward to sustaining the partnership with JICA to improve on service delivery, especially in the areas of disaster preparedness, response, mitigation, and building back better to brace up to the currently upscale disaster profile of Nigeria.
I want to use this opportunity to therefore thank and appreciate JICA and the government and good people of Japan for this tremendous support to NEMA and the people of Nigeria in the face of climate-induced disasters and conflicts in several hotspots across the country.
Chief Representative of JICA Nigeria, Yuzuriyo Susumu, promised to continuously extend support to NEMA in the fight against disasters across the country.
Our aim is to nurture the strong institution, government institution, to get good preparation for disaster and a good swift response for disaster.
Experts believe that with more of these collaborations, NEMA will be better placed in building resilience among Nigerians. In Abuja, Ilyasu Aliyakubu, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Let's take a quick look at our major stories. Quest for prosperous West Africa sub-region, President Bola Tinubu clamors for adoption of workable policies.
Our prosperity depends on regional supply chains, energy networks, and data frameworks.
Lagos State Police Command announces arrest of vicious hired killer Wasiu Akinwode. The opposition coalition seeks registration of a new political party. As part of its renewed commitment to revitalize Nigeria's health sector, the federal government is stepping up efforts to reduce the number of Nigerians seeking medical treatment abroad by reversing the trend of outbound medical tourism, and building a strong local healthcare system remains a top priority for President Bola Tinubu's administration. Speaking upon his return from the BRICS conference in Brazil, the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, emphasized that many countries around the world face similar challenges, particularly in health data governance and integrating artificial intelligence into healthcare, key areas seen as critical to achieving efficient global health systems. Dr. Salako also noted that Nigeria remains the only West African nation represented in BRICS, a strategic advantage that could yield substantial benefits for the country's healthcare development, and shared insights into the opportunities the 2025 BRICS Summit in Brazil could offer Nigeria in terms of knowledge exchange, investment, and international cooperation.
Basically, it was an opportunity to discuss global health issues around the agenda of BRICS to reform global governance and strengthen South-South cooperation. So there was discussion around issues like universal health coverage, issues around health insurance, domestic manufacturing of pharmaceuticals and vaccines, prevention, control of non-communicable diseases, and so on and so forth. Most of these issues aligns with the priority agenda of President Bola Tinubu within the health sector. So it was an opportunity for us to showcase Nigeria, some of the achievements that the President has made, and some of the reforms agenda that is ongoing, and to also expressed our interest in strengthening South-South cooperation.
U.S. President Donald Trump says the U.S. military has carried out a very successful attack on 3 Iranian nuclear sites, including the crucial underground uranium enrichment facility at Fordo. Trump said a full payload of bombs were dropped on Fordo in a surprise announcement that came just 2 days after he had apparently opened a 2-week window for diplomacy. He emphasized that his country has completed a very successful attack on Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. And that concludes the news at 10 on NTN News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Woye.